Hello, aspiring developer. So today I want to dive into this idea called the value equation from Alex Hormozy's $100 million offers book. And I wanted to apply it specifically to software. How do you value software? And I freaking love this equation. I'm going to be completely honest. It's just awesome. It is a great way to break down how you deliver value because everyone says, yeah, man, you got to deliver value. You got to show value. I'm like, okay. I feel like everyone says that, and Alex Hormozy actually went and defined it. He gave me a mathematical equation that I can use to determine what the value of something is. And I have turned to this almost every single day since I read his book like a year and a half ago. So it's a very valuable equation. And as I've turned to it, and as I've used it more and more in my daily life, I have come to understand it more and more and how to apply it, where it applies. So I hope that this is beneficial to you to see how software is influenced by this value equation. Or perhaps a better way to say it is how the value equation is applicable in the software realm. All right. So first off, everyone has a dream that they want, a dream outcome that they're looking for. Alex Hormozy in his book spoke a lot about fitness, right? And getting fit, getting those washboard abs. In software, things are a little bit different, but it's generally the same. You're going to have a dream outcome. It's not so much physical per se. It could be, it definitely could be, but the software is generally going to make that easier, right? The software in and of itself isn't the dream outcome normally. I'm going to say perhaps a video game might be the dream outcome, just to be able to sink and get away from the world, for a little bit while you're playing that game. But generally, the software is going to influence these bottom three pieces. And so software as a whole is going to, first and foremost, it's going to decrease the time it takes to achieve the dream outcome. The best example I can think of is like all the dating apps that exist. Right? Every single one of them, their goal is to help you find a spouse, a person you can date as quickly as you possibly can. It's going to decrease that time to achieve that outcome, right? That's your dream, finding someone to go on a date with. And these dating apps, they help you decrease the time it takes to find someone to go on a date with. Now, I don't know if that's actually true, but I mean, that's kind of the promise that they're hoping to make for you and with you, is that they decrease the time. And other things, let's just say social media. It decreases the amount of time it takes to disseminate an idea, to get an idea out there, to share information with others. It decreases the amount of time. Now, software is also going to completely eliminate or minimize or create a non-existent amount of effort to do these things. Going back to the dating idea, you're just swiping left and right. Tinder, you're going up and down, right? The amount of effort that it takes for you to say, I like this person is so minimal that it is insane. And that's what software does, right? There isn't a single other physical instance where that might have been the case. Maybe if you, like the Bachelor and the Bachelorette, perhaps, but even then, there's still a whole lot more that goes into it, right? You're surrounded by all those cameras. There's just a whole bunch going on. So rarely do all of the people who are on in Tinder or something like that line up in front of you and you just get to like check them and like push them out the door or something like this. But the software enables you to do that with minimal or non-existent effort, just swiping the thumb. It's absolutely incredible. And then same with disseminating ideas on social media. It's minimal / non-existent effort, which is one of the reasons why it's so difficult to garner a following, because of how low the bar of entry is on these social media platforms. It makes it way harder to be heard because everyone can post things. And so you have to be very skilled at gathering attention. The third thing is just the sacrifice piece. If you can eliminate sacrifice, then your software becomes valuable. I believe that Alex Hormozy actually references Netflix as a tool that decrease the time delay and the effort and sacrifice of finding something fun and good to watch, which increase the value of the service, which is why they have millions of subscribers and make tens of millions of dollars as a software service. So most software is going to be doing one of these three things. It is going to drive this bottom part of the equation to zero, which increases the value. And every software that you use, I would say, is driving this bottom piece to zero. Your ability to text message friends. Email, the introduction of email, electronic mail, drove what was normally a very long process of, I'm going to write you a letter and send it in the mail and hope that you get it. It drove that communication time down to zero. It's now instantaneous, which was valuable. Increasing rate of communication was incredibly and is incredibly valuable. So this is what software does. In software, you're generally looking at what is the dream outcome. We're going to drive the time that it takes to get there, the effort and the sacrifice required by you to get there to zero so that you have it as quickly as you possibly can. And that is generally going to be the promise of most technology. It will take the dream and it will drive the bottom part to zero. This is exactly what NoCode does for you. So I'm probably going to create a secondary episode on this particular piece because NoCode, applying this specifically to NoCode software, it just becomes super awesome. So I'll talk about that tomorrow.